in a bit of a crossroads. We can continue to go down a path of a low-road economy where the fastest growing jobs are all poverty wage jobs, or we can start to chart a new path.
If we're serious about changing the country and changing who our economy serves and what values are underneath it, we've got to come together in much bigger ways than we have before. So at the conference, we're training a new generation of activists around how to think differently about how we do organizing.
The conference was called Rising Voices for a New Economy, and it was held in Washington, D.C., where a lot of decisions about the future of our economy get made. We had 500 domestic workers from around the country meeting for several days, many immigrant women, African American women, so almost entirely women of color.
Hello, MPA!
And then we were joined with the National People's Action, and they represent small family farmers and public housing residents and all kinds of working people.
There was a long history in the field of community organizing of different organizations actually not collaborating, actually kind of running down their own path, building their own power, but not building a movement.
The director of the National Domestic Workers Alliance and an ally of a friend NPA.
I think there was just a recognition that we were up against such big forces that we actually don't have any choice but to collaborate. The same root causes are impacting everybody. So if you're fighting to save your home from foreclosure, or you're seeing corporate agriculture come into your state and ruin family farms, you see corporate power. And so people are making the connections. And I think organizing and organizations like ours and the domestic workers help people make those connections.
It's not that my state is broke and that we can't afford the things that we so desperately need. It's just that the people that are making the most money aren't contributing to our state and to our country. This is happening all over the country. 2/3 of corporations in Illinois pay no income taxes. If they were to pay taxes, that is money that could go to students like me who can't afford school. And not just my education, this affects everything in my community.
If you care about us having a modern social safety net, you need corporations to pay their fair share. If you want to see new infrastructure built so we can create jobs in this country, we need corporations to pay their fair share. I could go on and on. If there's any issue that we need to unite around, this is one of them. And right now, corporations are sitting on record profits, but simultaneously paying record low tax levels.
There's so much wealth all around us. I definitely think that our scarcity mentality is one that can and should shift and is not based on the reality that we have here in this country.
We need to go expose those lies, tell the news story, and take our country back.
So we are going to be calling targeted voters.
100 folks have come from all across the country to learn a critical organizing skill, which is canvassing.
Right now, we have a bill that's just been passed.
Today, the group of volunteers are calling about a tax haven bill in Maine that would ask corporations to report the profits that they're storing overseas right now. Because currently, they're allowed to get away without reporting that income and thus not pay any taxes on it. And we don't think that's fair.
I'm going to make it really easy for you. I can transfer you right over to where you can either speak with your legislator, which is Senator Langley.
In Maine, we've been able to override the governor's veto on our state budget, on a slew of environmental bills, and it was by contacting voters at their homes to call their legislators. So canvassing works.
Do you mind if I turn this computer a little bit?
The goal here is that all of these volunteers take back the skills that they're learning here today and bring them back to their communities and their organizations. So we're seeking to build a big group of powerful canvassers across the country to try to turn things around.
We're going to spend some time this morning.
At our conference, we do training, we do issue workshops, and then most importantly, we hit the streets.
Time to make some noise!
We actually left the conference and went into the streets.
Protests are one of many ways to get a story out there. To us, it's about making visible the many, many voices and experiences that are made invisible in an unequal economy and society like the one that we live in.
All right, so our first action is a surprise action. Today we're taking one of the biggest tax dodgers in the country. Woo!
We took 600 folks from MPA and the domestic workers to the GE's lobbying operation here in Washington, D.C. And it was to really go directly to the people that are responsible for the tax dodging that GE is engaged in and bring the message directly to them.
GE, we're ending your tax dodging today.
That's right.
In a time that they've made $30 billion in profit, they've gotten $3 billion back in tax refunds. We need to expose them directly and go toe-to-toe with corporate power.
Once we get off the bus, remember, don't run. Walk quietly, calmly, and quickly. Don't engage with police. I know we have 3 police liaisons. Can you raise your hand? Woo!
This is where we get off.
Here we go,
All right,
guys.
let's go. Let's move.
Excuse me. Excuse me. No.
We're here today. We are here today because we've had enough. We've had enough of cuts to our schools. We're angry.
They want us to leave, but we're here until we deliver our message.
Wealthy elites have basically isolated themselves off from the rest of us. They actually don't have to see poverty. They don't actually have to see the people that have been made invisible by inequality.
Pay your taxes so our families can live.
It's a transformative experience for people to speak truth to power in a really direct way. And it is about civic engagement and participation. It is about making this country the country that makes everyone visible.
Above us are the General Electric offices, and up there, they can hear you.
We're at this point in building a new movement. We are not quite at takeoff, but a lot of the building blocks are being put into place. Big shifts in how we do organizing, big shifts in terms of collaboration. We feel like this was a little baby step towards aligning some impressive forces across the country.